Da 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 do da da do be do be do be da. Okay. Okay, if you read the title, then you know why I'm so excited. If anyone was doing this, why wouldn't they be excited? Because I'm remaking one of my most popular videos. Why you ask? I just want to make, I guess, a better version. And if you didn't read the title, you're probably wondering which one. Well, I'll give you a hint. Tell me, does this sound familiar? That's right. Grab your scramble goggles. Wait a minute. Those don't work. Keep your eyes closed, because today we're talking about 096. Wait, no, I didn't read the look! Okay, sorry, we had some problems. Anyways, I'm so happy to do this. Anyways, let us begin. Item number, SCP-096. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-096 is to be contained in its cell. A 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter airtight steel cube at all times. Weekly checks for any cracks or holes are mandatory. There are to be absolutely no video surveillance or optical tools of any kind inside SCP-096's cell. Security personnel will use pre-installed pressure sensors and laser detectors to ensure SCP-096's presence inside the cell. Any and all photos, video, or recordings of SCP-096 likeness are strictly forbidden without approval from Dr. Indo 5-. Description. SCP-096 is a humanoid creature measuring approximately 2.38 meters in height. Subject shows very little muscle mass, with preliminary, I can't pronounce that word, preliminary analysis with the rest of the subject's body, with an approximate, wait a sec, I got lost. Okay, I found my place. With preliminary analysis of body mass suggesting mild malnutrition. Arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body, with an approximate length of 1.5 meters each. Skin is mostly devoid of pigmentation, with no sign of any body hair. SCP-096's jaw can open to 4 times the norm of an average human. Other facial features retain similar to an average human, with the exception of the eyes, which are also devoid of pigmentation. It is not yet known whether 096 is blind or not. It shows no signs of any higher brain functions, and it is not considered to be sapient. SCP-096 is normally extremely docile, with pressure sensors inside its cell, indicating that it spends most of the day pacing by the eastern wall. However, when someone views 096's face, whether it be directly, via video recording, or even a photograph, it will enter a stage of considerable emotional distress. SCP-096 will cover its face with its hands and begin screaming, crying, and babbling incoherently. Approximately 1 to 2 minutes after the first viewing, SCP-096 will begin running to the person who viewed its face, who will, for this point, only be referred to as SCP-096-1. Documented speeds have varied from 35 kilometers to kilometers an hour, and seems to depend on distance from SCP-096-1. At this point, no known material or method can impede SCP-096's progress. The actual position of SCP-096-1 does not seem to affect SCP-096-1's and 096's response. It seems to have an innate sense of SCP-096-1's location. Note, this reaction does not occur when viewing artistic depictions. See document 096-1. Upon arriving at 096-1's location, SCP-096 will proceed to kill and data expunge SCP-096-1. 100% of cases have left no traces of SCP-096-1. SCP-096 will then sit down for several minutes before regaining its composure and become docile once again. It will then attempt to make its way back to its natural habitat. Data redacted. Due to the possibility of a mass chain reaction, including breach of Foundation secrecy and large civilian loss of life, retrieval of subject should be considered alpha priority. Dr. has also petitioned for immediate termination of 096. See interview 096-1. Termination order has been approved and is to to be carried out by Dr. on data redacted C incident -096-1-A. Audio log from interview 096-1. Interviewer. Dr. interviewed. Captain, former commander of retrieval team Zulu 9A. Retrieval instance number 096-1-A. Begin log. Time. Research area. Captain. It always sucks to get initial retrieval duty. You have no idea what the thing is capable of, besides what jacked up information the field techies can scrape up. If you're lucky, if they even tell you the whole story. They told us to bag and tag. Didn't tell us not looking at the thing. Doctor, could you describe the mission, please? Captain? Yeah. Sorry. We had 2 choppers. One was my team, and one on backup with Zulu 9-B. And Doctor, we spotted the target about 2 clicks north of our patrol path. I'm guessing he wasn't facing our direction. LT would have taken us out then and there. Doctor, the report says SCP-096 didn't react to the cold. It was -°C. Captain, actually, it was negative. And yes, it was butt naked and didn't so much as shiver. Anyway, we landed. Approaching the target, and Corporal got ready to bag it. Then, when Doctor called, I turned to answer it, and that's what saved me. The target must have turned around and my whole squad saw it. That's when 096 entered an agitated, emotional state. Captain, yep. The interview now pauses for a second before continuing. Sorry, got the willies for a second. Doctor, that's all right. Captain, yeah. Well, I never saw its face. My squad did. They paid for it up. Doctor, can you describe it a little more, please? Captain pauses and continues. Yeah. It started screaming at us and crying. Not animal roaring, though. Sounded exactly like a person. Really creepy. The interview, he pauses again. He started firing when it picked up Corporal and ripped off his leg. God, he was screaming for help. Anyway, we were blowing chunks out of the target, round after round. I almost lost it when it started data expunge him. Doctor, that's when you ordered the use of papers are heard moving in the back room. AT-4 HEDT launcher. Captain, an anti-tank gun. Starting and carrying it ever since SCP got loose. I've seen those tear through tanks, things like tissue paper. Did the same thing to the target. Doctor, there was significant damage to 096. Captain, it didn't even flinch. It kept tearing apart my squad, but with half of its torso gone. It draws a circle, a large half circle across his torso. So, Doctor, but it was taking damage. Captain, if it wasn't showing it. It must have lost all of its organs, all of its blood. But it didn't acknowledge any of it. Its bone structure wasn't hurt at all. Though, it kept tearing my squad apart. Doctor, so no actual structural damage. How many rounds would you say were fired at 096? Captain? At the least, 8,000. Our door gunner kept his GAU-19 on it for at least 20 seconds. 20 seconds! That's 650 caliber rounds pumped into the thing. Might as well been spitting at it. Doctor, this is when Zulu 9B arrived. Captain, yeah, my squad was gone. Zulu 9B managed to get the bag over its head, and it just sat down. We got into the chopper and got it here. I don't know how I never saw its face. Maybe God or Buddha or whoever thought I should live. Doctor, we have obtained an artistic depiction of SCP-096's face. Would you like to view it? Captain pauses. You know, after hearing that thing screams, and the screams of my men, I don't think I want to put a face to what I heard. No, just no. Doctor, all right. I believe we are done here. Thank you, Captain. Chairs are heard moving and footsteps leave the room. Captain then is confirmed to have left interview room 22. Doctor, let this be on record that I am formally requesting SCP-096 to be terminated as soon as possible. End log. Well, that's the entire file. If you want to see me read the next part of this thing's file, then please leave it in the comments below. Have a great time, and remember, I may someday do videos that aren't SCP related. Bye.